It just looks strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
Well, welcome back to the sign welcoming you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Hiya, Scooby! We're here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort with the newly opened Kona. I don't remember what it's called. Yeehaw Junction. Something cool. Good morning, Magic Crew. Welcome in, guys. Hope everyone is having a great Tuesday so far. Welcome to another less parking Ear to Ear Magic live stream. Less parking, more driving.
We don't want you guys to miss out on talking to each other, so
We don't like having personal issues keeping us from doing live streams that you guys enjoy and communicate with and interact with one another. So this is our response to this. If you're watching our channel and this is the first time you've ever seen anything Ear to Ear Magic and you're like, why in the world would I watch someone drive? I don't even like to watch myself drive. I don't, driving is rough. I'm like, you know what? I 110% agree with you on that. But the reason we're doing this stream today is not so that you can necessarily see what's on this side of the screen, but so that you guys can have an opportunity to hang out and spend time with one another. Good morning, Greg. Welcome in, Lone Wolf. Jomo's Good Dog. Good to see you this morning. Hello, Pam Washington. Bren's with us here today. Bren, thank you so much for the assist yesterday, helping me remember. Look at the deers. Oh, deer. Oh, the deer.
that is unusual.
Those were ditch deers.
Ditch deer.
Ditch deer on the way to Miami. Baby. Brent helped me out yesterday with an assist on remembering the name of the comic strip Get Fuzzy.
Yes.
I don't even know if he actually still draws that. I don't know. But I appreciate you guys helping me remember names of things sometimes when my crazy brain starts going places that I can't necessarily cash a check on. So appreciate that. How you doing this morning, Disney Lisa? So we've already seen 2 deer off to the side.
Passing a service plaza, home of the overpriced food and snacks and not too overpriced gas.
And bathrooms. On the way to Miami, there are these little service plazas all along the way, and they're very helpful because there are not very many exits. And even if there are exits, when you exit the toll, you have to pay.
Yeah.
So you pay whether you pay here or you pay there. Somewhere you're paying. So Jasper, welcome in. Yes, this is for my doctor's visit this morning with Doc Hudson. And so it literally is a 4-hour drive down, a 3-hour process of waiting for the appointment and getting nice photos done and checking in with Doc Hudson and then turning around and driving 4 hours back. So this is the reason why today we are not having our Patreon Zoom call like we normally do the first Tuesday of the month. We are going to be rescheduling that for next Tuesday, March 12th. So March 12th is going to be a big day for us here in the Magic community because March 12th, that morning, we will be registering for the 2024 Run Disney Wine and Dine race weekend for November. It opens up March 12th at 10 a.m. And I hope that we have a huge group of people ready to go on Tuesday to sign up, because if you sign up for the 5K, you can sign up, of course, for the 10K and the half as well. the challenge. But if you sign up for the 5K, we would love for you guys to join us either at the start line, during the race, or at the finish line, and for a group photo later on that Friday afternoon in the Magic Kingdom to spend some time and race together during the 5K. So we're really looking forward to that. So put that on your calendar. If you're part of our Run Disney support group on Facebook, look for more information and reminders over there. I know Calvin's going to be working today to start setting up some Q&A, getting prepared, because we have 1 week and 2 hours to race registration for Wine and Dine. And we're going to put that in there. We're going to put that in there. Yeah, we do not have good cell service along this way, guys. So, runner, and you have heard of bib boards, it's something you need to be aware of. It is a bib holder that snaps and locks into place, and it reduces or eliminates the issue of damaging your shirt because it doesn't have pins. It does not have a sharp point. So normally safety pins are given worn shirts before. I mean, you get a brand new shirt to race in, and then you put safety pins in it, and you have the chance of snagging it. So we put an order in with bib boards. We have custom made bib fasteners now in hand, literally in hand, as you can see here. And we are going to make this is an ongoing promotion for all upcoming races. If you book your Run Disney race weekend with your Disney hotel and ticket packages with us, or if you're an annual pass holder, it can be room only, we understand. The idea is that when you book a race weekend, whether it's Wine and Dine, Walt Disney World Marathon, Princess, and the Springtime Surprise, all for 2024 and 2025, everyone who is registered for a race will receive one complimentary set of Ear to Ear Magic official bib boards. No more holes in your shirts. And these sell on bibboards.com for about $25 each. And we will be giving you guys a complimentary set for everybody running in the race. So, like for instance, Run Drew has a entire awesome family. His kids run with him and his wife certain races, but we would make sure that everybody in the family were to get one. So when you guys are getting ready for upcoming race registrations, including the Wine and Dine for next Tuesday, what I would recommend is go ahead and let us know what rooms you may need for your upcoming race, so we can make sure to help you get those alongside with your registrations after you get those sold. I'm excited about those because they're really cool. Before, I only had one set. I had to order one individual set just to see how it worked and how it looked. And I wore it during the 10K for the Princess weekend, and then I gave that set to Calvin. So I finally have another set coming in for Springtime Surprise for myself next month. Also, as a reminder, just say for March 12th, we will be having our March Patron Zoom call, March 12th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you have joined our Patreon group on one of the 5 tiers, you will have access to see the post that will give you a link to join us next Tuesday for that. So if you've recently joined and you've never, or if you've been with us for a while and never joined a Zoom call, put it on the calendar. We'd love to have some time to get to know you guys. The Zoom calls allow you to be part of the stream. So it's not just me talking, it's everyone coming on and having a good time and getting to know each other. So if you're already part of our Patreon group, put that on your calendar. If you're not part, go check it out. You can still do that at any time over at patreon.com/ not that one. It's bright. Let's see. There we go. Check it out. Patreon.com/ear-to-ear-magic. All right. Enough of the announcements. How are you guys doing today? I'm going to turn the road off for just a minute. Howdy, guys. Oh, that's pretty cool. Truck next to us. Giant air conditioning units.
Mega size.
So Susan is driving. I am not live streaming. Wow. Susan takes the wheel when we're going to stuff like this. So, especially because afterwards they dilate my eyes and I can't see very well, if at all. After surgeries, I'm not going to be driving. So we are on our way to Miami, and today we just wanted to pop in and give you guys a chance to talk and hang out. Lone Wolf says, I'm tired. Yesterday wiped me out. How are you and Susan? Yesterday was a good day, except for it was just, as always, just dealing with the busyness of it all. I got back to the house, picked up the large package of all of them that we had ordered ahead of time. We sent to the wrong address, so luckily they came back and we got them. And then we had our Travelmation. We have a monthly Travelmation call to get all the words and information and things about coming out with Travelmation. So that kept me busy until about 8:30 last night. Had dinner, got some stuff done, some extra work done, and then got into bed a little early because we had to get up super duper early this morning. Susan got up earlier than I did. Not only did she get up and get get in the shower and get ready to move, but she also grabbed us reservations for 1900 Park Fair. Anybody else in the chat this morning?
Opened up this morning.
Anybody wants? Few things. We grabbed a few reservations, so
we can decide which ones work best.
We're gonna grab a few up.
Day and then a breakfast and a dinner for the weekend. Because sometimes that first day, it's on a Wednesday, that may not work with our stream schedule. So, as much as some of you enjoy seeing restaurants, a lot of the people that watch a stream do not. So we normally hesitate to do any kind of sit-down dining while we're live streaming because you guys don't seem to enjoy it. At least the numbers of people watching.
Some people are foodies, others maybe not necessarily be that way.
Yeah.
Others were like, we want to see more restaurants, and then we noticed that sometimes we'll have a 20 to 25% drop in people watching. As soon as we sit at a table, they're like, I don't want to watch this guy eat food.
Exactly.
So we have to kind of find those fine lines in between. Well, Lone Wolf, you can come dine with us. We'll take you guys. Jill, is it really open for reservation? Yes, they opened up this morning.
They were open before 6, so I always prep early for my dining, so I saw that they were already open. I just went and grabbed some. I'm not sure how long they were open. I'm sure that, like me, most people probably weren't even looking for them yet. So there were a ton for me to look at, but even as I was finishing up the last one, it pushed over the 6 o'clock mark, and I was watching them rapidly disappear for those first couple days.
DVC Deborah says, I book You guys are already like full. So, Disney Houston says, please check PayPal. We have a PayPal from Pam Washington.
Oh.
So, I use a secondary device. I call it my secondary. It's really just an old iPhone 8 that I used to. When I first started Ear to Ear Magic Instagram, back in 2016, everything was shot on this iPhone 8, and I still have it. It doesn't have any connectivity unless I'm on a Wi-Fi. So I'll see if I can pull it up.
See if you use Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi.
Sam says, that does not look like the I-4. There's no signs and no traffic. A little bit nicer.
We've traveled back and forth on this often enough that like there's little landmarks along the way, even though it looks just like boring road. Like I don't know
Susan
what
knows
that
where
is,
she's going.
but
What are those?
I don't know. Does anybody else know what those are?
Like beehives.
And
but they're not.
beehives, though. Part of me thought, well, maybe they're trees and they're covered.
Little.
But
They're not tall enough for trees.
I don't know. I don't know what they are. There's more down here. It's one of my landmarks.
We also, over the time when we first started having to come back for this back in August, all of these
Look beyond them, it looks
power
like a
poles over here have been replaced from old wooden ones. A tobacco farmer at one point. By the way, don't ever volunteer to help someone harvest tobacco.
tree. No.
You know, it is horrendous. It is so itchy. It is just terrible. But I don't know what that is, really. So, yes, here we go. Pam Washington, thank you so very much. Pam sent in a $30 PayPal this morning. Thank you, Pam. And we just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal from the Magic Crew. So this is the toll road that we take to Miami because it's a lot less crowded and usually goes a little bit faster as opposed to taking, what, 95?
95. 95 normally adds an hour to 40 or 30 to 45 minutes to our commute. And it's much more sensitive to traffic, so
Well, Pam says, here's $30 to help with today's expenses. Thank you so much, Pam. We pay, I don't even know how much the tolls are to use the express, but it does cut off about an hour to an hour and a half sometimes, depending on traffic on I-95. And if today's visit goes well, I won't have to come back again for another month.
3 weeks, really, technically.
And if that goes well, I might not have to come back at all.
I don't know. We'll see. She did like a.
I mean, I know I like Doc Hudson, and I hope she likes me, but I don't want to keep coming back just for funsies.
She may have you come up back in 2 months and 3 months. That's what she did with the original surgery. So.
And we also have 5 brand new members of the Magic Crew cast this morning. Thanks to David D. Loves Disney. Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, David D., for letting others be a part of it. Our Magic Crew cast is our membership program here solely on YouTube. And it allows those who support the channel by being a member to have their name in the chat in green, to have access to special emojis, and also have a badge beside their name. So thank you so much, David D., for making that accessible and open as a gift to 5 additional people. I think, what were some of those? Debbie Sanderson, Debbie Sanderson and Rusty Anderson. Or some randomly selected by YouTube to receive the gifts that David D made possible. Flask was another. Jeff Davis is getting ready for a trip, I believe, coming back to Disney. And Teresa Miller. Congratulations, guys. David D says, I just wanted a gift that lets you guys be a part of it for those who are watching with us today.
Yeah.
I know it's a weird chat today, guys. I know it's driving. It's very strange. How you doing, Chris Garrett? Welcome in. Tony's following along with us on the Florida traffic website.
You know what's interesting is it always gives me whatever the initial time it gives me is. It's always more, normally like an hour more. So because when we leave, there's no traffic yet.
How you doing, Joe? Not much to see here. Even less to see, when I'm around. But I don't normally ever get to wear sunglasses. These are the ones I got from the University of Miami last time. I never wear sunglasses because it keeps me from being able to see the screen and chat with you guys. But I thought I'd put them on this morning. It's a little bright. So what do we got going on? What questions do you guys have? This is just an opportunity for us not to be distracted by musicians, parades, characters, rides, and stuff like that. Very laid back. What questions do you guys have about things that we can answer for you?
Do you want to hear about our Carnival tours?
Yeah, we just had 2 tours of Carnival Cruise Lines this past weekend. We have an upcoming version. Hang on, I got a freeze there. How you doing, Andrew? Andrew has been a member. Susan took a corner real fast, so now we're walking. She drives like a maniac, guys.
I changed lanes. That's all I did.
I know she changed lanes. Did you use a blinker?
Yes, I did.
Did you guys hear the blinker? I didn't hear a blinker. Crazy Florida drivers. Andrew, thank you so much. But we're going on a Virgin Voyages cruise in 2 weeks from today. We're going to be heading to Miami in 2 weeks from today.
What? Yes.
The day before.
Down the day
All the awesome people who are coming with us on the Virgin Voyages cruise will be culminating in Miami the night before. So we're all going to be. What's that? Culminating. I like that word.
I don't like that word.
You don't like the culminate?
I don't think it.
Congregate?
There you go.
Dissipate? I like the it's culminating because we've been talking about planning toward and doing some really cool things, getting ready for this trip, and we're finally going to be gathering together 2 weeks from today in Miami to stay in a hotel the night before. We can chill, get to know each other, and just spend some time with the group before we get on the Scarlet Lady the next day. Rule number 1 says don't be a backseat driver. I agree. But I'm in the front seat, so I'm shotgun. Oh, that's a cool little house. It's like a log cabin in the middle of Central Florida. Sticks out a little bit like a sore thumb, but it's kind of cool. Good morning, Captain Tuttle. We are still catty-wonkered a little bit, guys. I want to see if I can flip it around and get it to settle back in. Do it this way. Sometimes Gus, you need to give him a little recalibration. There we go. I'm going to pull up the chat in another form so I can see it and chat with you guys a little bit better. If you are watching us for the very first time today, this is not our normal stream. This is very one-off. But we know when we don't go live on a day when we normally do, I always feel like people are missing out, chatting and hanging out with one another. And we don't want that. So, Chris, passenger princess pushes all the buttons. Yes, that's me. If there are no other cars around you, who is going to see the blinker? That's the old bear in the woods thing, huh?
Driving alone here, so
There are other people around here.
Yeah.
There are other people on the road. Dale says, back again, ninja watching after 3 weeks of working back in the office. Woo, that's rough, Dale. Glad to have you back with us here today. Betty says, I discovered a podcast last night about if you had to reimagine rides, what would you do? It was fun. They talked about Adventureland, reimagining the Swiss Family Robinson tree. I think it's kind of fun sometimes to reimagine our classic rides if they had been built during today's times, if they had been different, how they had been different. It would be kind of interesting. With so much money being promised by the Walt Disney Parks and Recreation area, revitalizing, how much of that's going to be changing rides that are existing and how much of that's adding new rides? Disney has a challenge ahead of them. They have a brand new gate opening over at Universal Orlando Resort, and let's just be honest about it. Let's not, there's no reason to act like and pretend like there's not a huge elephant in the room, but Universal's getting a brand new park. What you doing, Disney?
pretty impressive.
Yeah, and it's something. It's got a lot of hype about it. A lot of people are excited about it. So I'm curious to see what's going to end up happening on the Disney side. Are we going to get a promise of a different gate? Are we going to get a fifth gate? New lands and the 4 gates? Don't know.
There's been a lot of theorizing that the reason that Disney released 2025 so early, and let us be clear, they released it
Really early.
so early, that the reason they did that is because they wanted people to book their travel for next year, not thinking about Epic.
Epic Universe is going to open up summer of 2025. There have been no announcements and no availability right now as far as how that's going to go. Now, keep in mind, there are 2 brand new hotels that will service guests for Epic Universe. They are opening. Are we able to book them yet?
Yes. Yes.
I think we need to book a
Not
room.
through Universal. I can book them directly
Through Lowe's. I think we need to go ahead and book a room for next year. One is opening up, I think, January 21st, and the other one is opening up the following month in February in 2025.
Yeah.
They're both hotels that are going to be, of course, like all the other Universal hotels, serviced by Lowe's. But you can already stay in a Universal hotel that will be by Epic Universe as of January of next year. So how do you deal with that when your competition is getting ready to release a brand new park? You make your available reservations open up early. So if you guys are looking to come to Disney World in 2025 and want the best of availability as far as options and lock in whatever prices you can early. Now they've already announced ticket prices going up in 2025, which is again very not Disney. They don't normally announce ticket increases until you get to a certain point. But since they've opened this up so early, they've also announced that starting at 2025 ticket prices are already going to go up a little bit. So send us an email if you guys are interested. And thank you to everybody else who's already started thinking about 2025 Disney. Disneyland, nothing. We've heard nothing about when they're going to open. So to me, that's a direct response to Epic Universe, who decided that 70 was not clearing fast enough.
In their defense, someone is driving slow in the fast lane.
Firefighter, is that new park in Universal Nintendo World? It's going to Universal is referring to them as. They're not lands, they're not worlds, they're portals. And one of the portals, that's a hard word for me to say. Portal. I'm gonna have to work on that. I have a speech impediment, and that one just like feeds right into it. Portal. One of them is Super Nintendo World.
The Ministry of Magic.
Yeah, it's going to be the Harry Potter Ministry of Magic. Dark. So it's going to be How to Train Your Dragon. Then there's Celestial Park.
That's like the central area.
Yeah, it's like, but it does
have a couple of rides.
It is considered to be a place, and it's going to have. We've already seen the rides for it.
Very cool ride. There's a really cool carousel.
Giant carousel movement.
Cool.
And there's also a what is that I'm trying to think of?
There's a roller coaster.
Yeah, so we'll have to share some more of that with you guys. So we got to see it ahead of time a little bit from Universal.
There's the monsters.
And then there's Dark. Then there's
Dark
the
Universe.
Dark Universe.
They call it, which is their classic monsters. That is such a popular theme. People are really excited about that. You would think, oh, we've been there, we've done that, but vampires, werewolves, Frankenstein's monster, these are like classic.
The classic Universal monsters.
They're kind of timeless.
So that's all going to be Epic Universe. So the question is what's Disney going to do to sort of provide some competition against that?
Yeah.
Jill says it's going to be so cool. Oh, Missy says I would love to have a villains land, sort of like how Universal is doing Dark Universe. Can you imagine having a villains land for Walt Disney World?
That was one of the blue sky ideas, but
they've been talking about it for years.
Blue sky, so it's hard to tell if they're really going to do that.
Rob says the best thing Disney could have done for 2025 was to take a year off of increasing prices. The problem is that's just it's not going to happen. If every year there's going to be an increase of something. I mean, they just increased the valet prices from $33 to $39. There's always going to be some sort of an increase, and they've also set aside so many millions, or is it millions or billions of dollars designated for new parks, and so much of it is already designated to come in the next 5 years. They're going to have to fund that. They're going to have to have the money for that somewhere.
Well, and the fact of the matter is, it's easy to forget that they may be businesses, but they are seeing the same increased prices that we as homebodies see,
Consumers.
as consumers. So,
Your potatoes cost
eggs
them.
are up for them too. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but eggs had been down and now they're up again. They have supplies they have to purchase to run the parks and resorts, and they are costing more for them, just like they cost more for us, unfortunately. So
That's why we normally say always book as early as possible when you can, because what ends up happening is after ticket prices go up, moving forward, you're paying those prices. If you book early, we can lock in some earlier prices. Here's the problem: is that they already increased your ticket prices for 2025. It's uncommon for them to ever have done that. Normally, we encourage you guys to contact us to book as soon as they open up, so that you can lock in ticket prices before they go up. But you can still do that with hotels. Hotel pricing now is going to be different than as time goes by. It's always dynamic. It always changes. Same thing for cruising. Did you guys know, like for instance, one thing we learned at Carnival Cruises, they're already booking for 2026 cruises, and they guarantee they're these are the lowest prices that you'll ever get, because over time the prices will just continually go up. So it's always kind of good to book as early as you can to avoid any.
And that early lowest price category is they have a low price guarantee on that. For some reason, a sale later has a lower price for you. Say you booked with us and then you saw your price drop,
you guys are just popping in, they will allow us to change and bring your prices down to whatever the lowest promotion is up to 3 days before boarding. So if you booked at a certain time and at any point the price ever comes back down or they offer another promotion, we can always switch it to give you the best price. So that's kind of cool that they do that.
Newest ship category, it's largest. It has a little roller coaster on it. It has a roller coaster on it, on the ship at sea.
Hey Janie, welcome in, Jeff. Looking good and green today.
A lot of really cool food, fun activities. But we also really enjoyed the vista. It has a little more of an intimate feel to it. We got to fully tour both of them, and I will say I kind of liked the vista better. But
A lot of things I liked about the Vista were just like some spaces felt more comfortable. But I will tell you guys, if you've never done or ever looked at Carnival cruises, if you ever go to take a look at it, or if you contact us to help you book a Carnival cruise, we'll probably bring up the word Havana. The Havana suites and rooms were a surprise for me. I really enjoyed how they looked, how they felt, and the exclusive spaces that are provided as far as the Havanas. I'm also interested if we ever go on a cruise, even if it's just a personal cruise on Carnival, they have the Cloud9 Spa, and you can get what they call the Cloud9 Spa or Cloud9 Suites. If you get in a Cloud9 suite, you get unlimited access to Cloud9 Spa, to the thermal suites for the entire cruise. So, you know, whereas like what we did on Virgin Voyages, if we share with you guys, when Susan and I took a little bit of time in their little, they don't call them thermal suites on Virgin Voyages, but it's basically the salt room, the sauna, the dry sauna, the wet, all that kind of stuff. You know, we had to pay for a 3-hour access to that. Can you imagine having unlimited all access to that type of area just because, you know, you have that room on the ship? It was kind of cool. How you doing today, Walt? Welcome in. Terry says I'm going on Carnival next March in 2025.
That's awesome.
How you doing this morning, Jay Cheney? Guys, we are just driving down the road, making our way to Miami, and wanted to have a chance to just chat and check in with everybody since we were not going to be in the parks today. Tomorrow we will be back in. We are not staying overnight. I think Firefighter was asking whether or not we're staying overnight in Miami. It costs, it's just too much to be able to do that. We only do it when we have to. And besides, you know, we want to get back to the kids. And we got to get back to you guys too. We're going to be streaming again tomorrow, back in the parks. Unless, you know, Doc looks at my eye and goes, no! But, you know, I know that's going to happen. We have got a few things we got to take care of and look at and do for the rest of this week. So we will not be staying in Miami overnight this time. Linda, thank you so very much. I think it's going to be fine. I do have one weird floater that I want some confirmation on. I wonder if I can pull that up. It may be hard for me to do, but I want to see if I can. If you stay in one of the Havana suites, you have access to what they call the Havana pool. There's a Havana bar, and the Havana bar is open to everyone on the ship. But at the back end of the Havana bar on the Vista, there is a space that you have to have your card to gain access to outside of the bar, and you have a pool area that's only for those staying in Havana. And I was going to see if I can pull up. Let me show you guys this. This is this is if you go in a balcony suite on a cruise, you know, you have your own little balcony. This is a Havana. Okay, so your back of the room opens up to your own little lanai. Now, where I'm taking the picture from, if I were to turn the camera around, is the edge of the ship. So you can open the little gate there and walk to the edge of the ship. So your balcony is not necessarily a balcony, and no, it doesn't take you straight to the edge, but you still get some pretty nice views. But that little space I'm standing in when I'm taking the picture is a exclusive little hallway that only those staying in the Havanas can have. It's a cool little space.
And the inside stateroom are really
How you doing this morning, Julie B?
can't change sides here, sorry. I just realized we're coming to the top. There we go. Now I can change sides.
Just popping in today. Nothing crazy or exciting happening on our trip. We're just traveling. We can't really do much of anything else but just travel. I was gonna do some editing. Probably would do some more editing. Gonna try to get some shorts up on the channel today. Get some more stuff up on Instagram and TikTok, Facebook, Threads. Of course, once we have an update from Doc, we'll put some stuff up. We'll definitely be putting some chats and updates over on Patreon, just because it's easy to do so. As always, guys, I mentioned this yesterday, and I think it's an important thing to recognize. I think many people have built communities over one social media account before in the past, and then for whatever reason something happens on that account and it's like completely losing touch to everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna actually take these glasses off for just a bit. What we don't want to do is we don't want there to be an issue, a snag, some weird thing happen on YouTube, and all of a sudden people that we get to spend so much time with, all of a sudden we don't have access to. Like, for instance, some of you guys, we don't have a way to communicate with you outside of a YouTube live stream. So we don't want that to happen, if ever. So as we give updates and things like that, we are also going to encourage you guys, even if you do not feel comfortable or would like not to have to pay for one of the Patreon tiers, we want you guys to give consideration to going over to patreon.com/unityourmagic and sign up for a free account. And you're like, well, why would I do that? Most of the stuff you're going to put on there, it's underneath the paid tiers. The chat or go to the Zoom call, you have to be under one of the 5 tiers. Well, the big thing is that it's a way for us to communicate with you guys just in case something were to happen, or even outside of YouTube. So if you haven't ever done that, go over there and just sign up at least for a free. So like this afternoon, if we have just a quick announcement, everything's good, Doc Cousins is fine, and people want to have a chance to, hear about it, we can put it over on Patreon. It's a good way as a backup to make sure that we don't lose contact with our friends and family in our Ohana. So
Currently running parallel to I-95. It's right
Anthony wants to know, are we familiar with Baker's Key Resort in Key Largo?
I have seen it. I've never booked anyone in there, but I am aware of it. It is a resort. It's not technically all inclusive, but they do have some packages that include dining, some dining there.
There's I-95 over there.
Yeah, exactly.
We're right beside I-95 at this point.
Right next to it.
Isn't that right, Tony? Tony, you seeing the I-95 on your screen? How you doing, Steelers Nation?
Really well.
See him over there.
They're a little farther away now. You can see them.
Hey, Captain Good Guy. Just a quick hello to everybody. All of those work calls. Have an amazing day, Captain Good Guy. Thank you so very much. Don't expect us to have 1,000 people watching us drive down, to Miami going, oh my gosh, this is so exhilarating. No, but
It'd be boring. We know.
it's not our normal. But here's the thing. This is the step. This is the progress. This is the thing we have to do to get back into doing more exciting things. As I'm able to be a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Active after my surgery, and my eye is doing well again. That means we can get back on the track as what we have plans for some amazing things to do in 2024. We have some big plans, and I've really kind of been holding us all back due to health reasons. So we're getting past that. FM Ever After says, what is FM Ever After says, is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird? Is that a mockingbird? Oh yeah, there's they added it last year, Chris. They just said, hey, we're adding a free tier. We're like, okay. What are we supposed to do with that? It is, but I have realized that this is extremely important for us to have a way to communicate with people outside of just one platform. So we'll do that. Thank you for signing up for the free Patreon. So I do have a video FM Ever After on the whole mockingbird thing. We were walking out of the Grand Floridian yesterday after the live stream, and there was this bird who was just extremely happy for it to be Monday. I mean, just chirping away like crazy, and it sounded fake. It was just too happy and too perfect. I got a video of it, so I'm gonna edit it and put it up later today, hopefully. But the funniest part was this bird just chirping away and having a good old time. Like, it's money, it's money, it's money. And the bird was having a good old time. I was filming it. This couple walked by, and the gentleman in the couple, you'll hear him in the video go, man, Disney makes everything like that seem so real. Like, the whole what's real and what's Disney real. But it was really kind of cool to see the happy bird yesterday at the Grand Floridian. What's that? Oh, yeah, we are right beside I-90 at this point. Hey, Mark, this is my Hawaiian Flaherty shirt that I wear. And when I didn't wear it last time, the staff were confused because they're used to me wearing this shirt. So I have realized, I don't know if we're going to get to do any shopping today. Like, so one time we came and we did a little shopping afterwards while we were in Miami.
I didn't have any shopping money today.
Well, I know, I understand. But window shopping. I like the window shop. I need to get myself a red Hawaiian flower shirt for the upcoming Virgin cruise. Because I realized everything I have is, blue based and blue and blue. I need to get myself a red Hawaiian shirt. Tony's like, Port St. Lucie's coming up.
I think we already passed that.
DVC Deborah, I like this route much better than 990, much easier to drive. I love seeing video from. How are you feeling today, Jill? Are you feeling better? I know you were not feeling that well yesterday. Firefighter, where in Miami is the best place to get bakery treats? You know what? We haven't really done a bakery. We haven't done a bakery that are right around the hospital. This has been oh please, this is no pun intended, but this has been an eye-opening experience for us having to do this. And I think my goal is to become a lot more familiar with Miami. I've actually learned about a couple of experiences, one or two that I've mentioned to Susan here as of late. We hit another rough spot here. It's going to be a little signal for just a second. There we go. There are a couple of experiences that I've learned about in Miami that I'm thinking would make for an amazing live stream or vlog experience that I'm putting on my bucket list moving forward. So
Here's the truly close to 95.
yeah, this is the interstate right here beside us.
That's not good. You're so close.
We can almost tag team. How you doing today, Patrick?
Sometimes they take us off going to 95, depending on what the traffic's like, on 91, in case they have an accident or something. And this next exit is where they always do that because they're so close together. So it's a convenient spot to switch you over.
Jill says, I just lost it. It moved up. Where'd it go? Morning, Christian. Welcome in. So, Steelers Nation, we are about halfway.
Yeah, about.
We are in Jupiter,
Got
Florida.
a little over an hour and a half.
About another hour and a half before we get there.
Trying to make good time because Chris wants lunch before his appointment.
Well, the appointment
Because sometimes, here's the thing, his appointment time is not the time we necessarily see the doctor.
No.
Because she works, and she sees him in a clinic in the hospital. So just like when we went down for Chris is an emergency and went into their emergency room there, and she came up and saw him, even though he didn't have an appointment. It's the same for anyone else that might be coming in to their emergency room. They triage to a certain extent, so we might have an 11:30 appointment and not see her until 2.
2 o'clock. So I'll go back twice. One time I'll go back to have a tech look at my eyes, give me a vision test, dilate my eyes, go back to the waiting room, wait for half an hour to maybe 45 minutes, come back, they'll do photos and imaging. I'll go back to the waiting room, another 45 minutes to an hour, finally get pulled back and said, it could be a 3-hour experience. So I would really prefer to have lunch beforehand than to have to wait till 2 or 3 o'clock for a little bit of lunch. Jill, I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. I hope it gets even better today. Awesome. Barb B just signed up for the free Patreon. Thank you so very much, Barb. I don't want to miss you guys if for whatever reason something happens here on YouTube. So we'll put posts up every so often that everyone can see. But at the same time, please keep in mind, I know some people are like, oh, but if I sign up for free, I don't get to join the Zoom call. Or
that's true.
If I sign up for free, I don't get to do the chat. That's always available, because there is a chat area inside Patreon that if you're one of the 5 tiers, you can chat even when we're not live streaming. You can post pictures of things going on. It really is a way to connect. It's not there for you to go, oh my gosh, we love Ear to Ear Magic so much, we just want to see more videos of Chris. Oh no, I don't believe that's the case. You don't want to see more of me. I want you guys to see more of each other. We do give you guys some updates. We give you some cool little things here and there, and things we don't post anywhere else. But the biggest thing is the chat and an opportunity on the Zoom call to just connect with one another. So there are some things that are only available for the tiers. But honestly, I got to tell you guys, the cheapest tier is $5 a month. And that's, access to pretty much the chat, the Zoom call, and everything else. So we want to make sure that those who join our producer level, it is the top tier, it is the most expensive tier, it is a crazy tier, and it's for those who at any point, make sure I say this the right way so you guys understand where I'm coming from. Please don't sign up to be a producer if it's not something that's within your means and ways to do. We never want you to ever put yourself in a position where supporting us causes you any issues in your own life privately. Which means that in what we do and how it's set up level, after the 3rd month of you being a producer, I contact you, I get your shirt size, and we will order you your own Ear to Ear Magic blue polo, just like the one I wear at the parks, except it looks better because it's not sun bleached, with the word producer, not printed, but embroidered on the sleeve, with the Ear to Ear Magic embroidered on the front as well. It's so cool. Finish our live streams, jump into the Patreon group, because that's where everyone can come in and continue to chat more and more. It's even better because then you can post pictures of yourself and what you're doing. Last week, Carol L, you notice she's not in the chat today. She better not be. I'll kick her out. I'll have the mods delete her. She better be doing 100% having fun on her cruise right now. But before she left on did her sail away party, posted pictures of her and her family getting ready to get on the ship, and it was kind of cool to see that. So, how you doing today, Leo? Welcome in. Thank you, All About the Ears. Patrick says, I gotta say, the Magic Crew hashtag is awesome to have as well. And that is something that is important, it's good to do. If you are on social media, say for instance, if you are on Threads or Instagram, if you are on Facebook, and if you use hashtags, consider using the hashtag Magic Crew, MAGICCREW. And if you are open to others who are in our community finding you and connecting with you and talking with you on other social media platforms, use that hashtag. I try to do it when I remember it. I try to throw it in so that we can connect with other people in our community. But if you are on a shopping trip and you see a really cool item that's like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest stitch ever, and you post a picture of it on Instagram, and you use the hashtag Magic Crew in your post, then anyone else who's part of our community can look up hashtags, and they might be able to see you on your shopping trip. So consider using the hashtag Magic Crew. You know what? I almost got a donut this morning, Leo. We stopped at one of the travel centers to grab a drink, and there was a Dunkin' Donuts. I never have Dunkin' Donuts, and I almost got a donut. Is there a Buc-ee's on the way to Miami on the road you're on? I wish.
No.
Firefighter, if there was a Buc-ee's, we would be stopping and probably being late for our trip.
Yeah.
Donna, where are you guys at, Buc-ee's? Okay, I can't really say anything about that. I mean, 30 minutes north of Port Canaveral to get to that Buc-ee's. And there's one in, where's the other one? I can't remember the name. Not Fort Lauderdale, but Saint something or other. But if there were a Buc-ee's, we would be stopping and checking that out too. We need a Buc-ee's closer to us. I think someone just mentioned that they have a Buc-ee's slated to be in their area in 2025. There's supposedly a Buc-ee's coming to Ocala, but I don't understand why we can't get a Buc-ee's in Orlando. And Fort Pierce. Anthony, the one thing I always think about when we come to Miami, Anthony, I always think about 10 minutes from me.
Nice.
Sweet. I've only been to Buc-ee's one time. Barb, what is Buc-ee's with both food and non-food merchandise? It's the only place that I know of that you can look for an art gallery in the bathroom. And
bathrooms are really nice, clean.
Bathrooms are really nice, yes. They're huge. They're even bigger than the ones in Batu.
Yeah.
But it is a gas station chain with a completely different marketing toward
They're huge.
all their shopping inside.
Not a truck stop. They're
Not a truck stop. Nope.
No. There is no gas for trucks there.
Sammy, what do you have? They brisket sandwiches and brisket, really good hot food there. So we actually tried some of that. They have a private. Well, it's not really a private label, but got no signal again here. Speaking of signal. Giving it just a second to get our signal back. We have little pockets of no signal from cellular in this area.
Kind of down in a ditch.
Yeah, we are kind of low.
Relatively speaking.
There we are. We got it back. So I remember the private label, Albanese bears. So you get a big bag of Albanese bears, gummy bears for $3.
They have a gigantic soda fountain. Like, it is huge with all the drinks. So that was kind of cool too.
So right now there's a Buc-ee's in Daytona Beach. There's one in St. Augustine. I agree. You guys need one in Tampa. We need one in Orlando.
They talked about building one in Orlando, but
I've not seen anything definite about it. The only one I've ever seen to talk about is Ocala. But the brisket is amazing, and they have, of course, the Buc-ee's mascot is really just cute, adorable, and every seasonal period of time they have new merchandise like shirts. Like, I'm sure right now we could buy an Easter shirt with Buc-ee's label on it. So I'm trying to remember, Debbie, but first of all, congratulations on being green in the chat and being a part of the Magic Crew cast. Don't forget to use your special emojis. We're going to have to change some emojis out and put some new ones in here soon. But I believe that one came this morning from David D. Loves Disney. So if you want to give a special shout out and thank you to David D. for bringing you in. So All About the Ear says Buc-ee's has Easter and St. Patrick's Day shirts right now. And yes, the beaver nuggets. Beaver nuggets are amazing. They're really good. They're gluten-free, which means Susan can have them. And Nova loves them. If anyone ever wants to send us some beaver nuggets, let us know if they're for us or for the dog. But we had 2 packages gifted to us a year and a half ago. And while we were out having dinner with the kids, we came back in and Nova had helped herself to one of the packages of beaver nuggets. We walk in, it's open, it's consumed, and she's looking at us like, I don't know what those were, but I like them. They are my favorite. And we're like, we're not going to give you any more of those.
Yeah.
But she was very proud of the fact that she finished the whole bag. She was very happy. Beaver nuggets, think about, they're like crunchy puff cereal, glazed, sugar glazed.
I was gonna get over it. I'm sorry.
I don't think you should. You give me that.
I'm just trying to reset the direction.
It is turned like south.
So we have another hour drive, 64 miles. Sounds like something Duck Dynasty would eat. Yep, pretty much. How you doing today, Elizabeth? Now, you're going to see some buffering this morning, guys. That's because on the turnpike we're driving on, there are pockets of little to no service in certain parts for cellular. It gets a little spotty. Thankfully, we are not showing you anything other than just the road today, so. Again, if you're watching us for the very first time, you know, if you just happen to be popping in and like, wow, this is the worst parks channel I've ever seen.
Come back tomorrow.
Come back and join us tomorrow when we actually will take you guys in. We go to the parks at Disney and Universal Orlando Resort Monday through Friday, and unless we have to have a personal thing like today as a doctor's visit in Miami, we'll continually take you guys to the parks. Tomorrow, we will be having our Virgin Voyages group call on Facebook for our Facebook group. Thursday night, I think we might be going back for another Mardi Gras parade if you guys are interested in that. Friday, we're going to be hitting Animal Kingdom again in the morning, and I think tomorrow we're going to go to Epcot because we haven't been to Epcot again. The Magic Crew gets to decide what we're going to have and try for food tomorrow for the Flower and Garden Festival. So I know today's stream is not exciting. I recognize that this is probably the most boring content ever when it comes to what you are looking for a park stream. Today, again, it's about the people in the chat and letting you guys connect with one another despite what's going on in our personal lives. So thank you guys for popping in today. Then just having a good time and chatting and doing stuff like that. So, all right, All About the Ears, have a great day at work today. Tony's going to be making this trip himself in about, you can tell when the camera starts to warp what's going on with the land. Jill says we enjoy the road trips. Patrick says it would be awesome if Michigan had some more and more locations. You'd think that as big as they are and as popular as they are, that we'd see them a lot more. So I'm surprised that they're not growing faster than they are already. Anthony says my ultimate retirement job will be a ferry boat captain, but I think I'll just move down and be Chris's sidekick. What we need for you, come on down to Florida. We got plenty of space. Just be prepared for rent. But if you're coming up from the Northeast, especially if you're coming from New York State, you might actually get a break on rent. It might actually be easier. So Tony says 2 weeks from today, we'll be heading from Melbourne to Miami. Yep. We'll be doing this again 2 weeks from today, solely to get ready and to hang out with our Magic Cruisers. Good morning, Loser Dork Face. How are you? All right, so guys, any questions? Do you guys have anything you want to pop in about or check out and about? Good morning, Marianne. How are you? I'm sure it's going to be a perfect visit. It's just the whole 8-hour round trip that's rough. So someone goes, well, why don't you just get a doctor in Orlando? The way this all worked out, it's a lot of extra time, it's a lot of extra money, but I know that I've been in very capable medical hands this past 7 to 8 months. So
a lot of times too, once one doctor or surgeon touches you, it's hard to get someone to follow up after the fact. So
I mean, Doc Hudson has had 3 opportunities to work on my letter for your follow-ups. She said, but no one knows the inside of your eye more than I do. She says, I have been in there 3 times myself. So she's like, I understand if you want to come down here, and I can help take care of things.
And they are very understanding with not expecting us to pay for a $30,000 surgery before it can happen. So
yeah, and I'm glad that we were able to do that. So James says, sorry, my neighbor knocked on my door and needed to borrow some gas for a snowblower. Oh yeah, we're used to that. It happens all the time down here in Florida. It's like, hey bud, can I borrow some snowblower gas? Yeah, I get that. And mind you, here it's like 83 degrees today, so it doesn't happen as often. Pam says, where are your sunglasses? I actually have them right here. I had them on earlier, but we're very overcast today, so we're doing pretty good, Pam.
Use the right 2 lanes to keep right onto Florida's Turnpike South.
Woo! Loyal to Royal just said Hoboken, New Jersey rent $3,750 for a 2-bedroom.
yeah, see, you might not mind it so much. For us, it's high. It's gone up considerably, but
Keep right.
Anthony says, I was thinking a cool segment, either live or a
46
vlog,
miles. Continue
interviewing
straight.
cast members and learning tricks to actually get in a job at Walt Disney World. That's kind of good. It's kind of good information. But what we've got to be very careful with, Anthony, and we respect our cast members a lot. We want to support them. We want to help them out. We've got to be very careful when it comes to certain information, that we don't get them either in trouble or get them anything that would cause issues with their supervisor or their employment for what they say and how they say if it's recorded. So we have to be very careful. Fine line there, but I think it's a great suggestion. Yeah, Tony, exactly. Somebody goes, why in the world did you go all the way to Miami for your doctor in the first place? It was because when this happened last year, we had a hurricane coming into Florida. I was 2 days before hurricane coming in. I needed a retina surgery.
and they were pulling surgeries up.
They were already pushing surgeries out because of the incoming hurricane, and they didn't have. They said they could have worked with me, but they required a $2,000 deposit for my anesthesiologist before they would schedule the surgery. And guys, there are days where I'm not even sure if I have a $20 bill in my pocket. Like $2,000 for a deposit up front for eye surgery. I'm like, I'm not sure what I was going to do. It freaked me out. I was really scared. I was really nervous. I'm like, if I didn't have health insurance, I don't have coverage, and I don't have money for a deposit, am I going to lose my vision? I don't, and now they're not even going to have any options for me because the hurricane's coming in and they won't talk to me until next week. What do I do? And then someone says, there is a teaching hospital in Miami. Maybe you should go there. My first thought was, I don't want to go to a school. It's not like I don't want to get my hair cut by a would-be barber. I gotta, what's going to go on here? And it turns out, I did them a major disservice by the image in my brain of what University of Miami Bascom Palmer is. It is a teaching hospital at the University of Miami that has been rated the #1 eye institute in North America for 20 years straight. And Dr. Hudson is amazing and just does nothing but what she does in a facility where as soon as I walked down there, they didn't ask me if I had money. They didn't ask me if I had insurance. I mean, it was, you need surgery now. They didn't schedule it. They just said, yep, your retina's torn. Let's get you prepped for surgery today. And that's exactly what Doc Hudson did. She looked inside my eye and she says, it's a miracle that you haven't already lost your vision. It is amazing that your retina has not completely detached. You guys in the area know we're from Orlando. Would you be able to stay overnight if we were to do an emergency surgery? Yes. And she goes, okay, let's get you prepped. We'll get you prepped right now. And so she calls down. I was in surgery within 2 hours. So yes, I've had to pay a ton of money coming back and forth, going to Miami. It takes a lot of time. All of the surgeries, it's scary. The best place I could have been to take care of me. I could have been in Orlando sitting in so yeah, Tony. I mean, I went to a barber teaching school, and you see what happened there. So Christian says healthcare is so expensive. Not to make this about me, whatever. Well, it is about you. It is about you guys. It's about everybody in the chat. Not to make this about me whatsoever, but I don't have the insurance either. So Christian, as being a travel agent with Travelmation, we are basically self-employed. We work for Travelmation as an independent contractor, which means we are not given any perks. We are not given any benefits as an employee, because we're not an employee. We are contractors. And for many years, I worked in telecommunications, and I worked for companies that gave us what we consider to be Cadillac service for healthcare. And unless you're doing an amazing amount of business, then you might not be able to afford healthcare for yourself as a self-employed person. So it is a little different now. We are making some major changes in 2024. But the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter if it's an eye, if it's surgery, if it's insurance, if it's hurricanes, if whatever is going on. Fact of the matter is, we are always being diligent on what we can do to take care of you guys as a community under Ear to Ear Magic's Magic Crew. But also, when you contact us for travel, even when last week I was having surgery, Susan was out with the laptop and booking people's reservations. So if you guys are looking, if you're watching and you're like, you know what, I don't know about how his eye is, I don't know about anything else, but will they take care of me as far as travel? Thank you guys so much for supporting the small business. I have big expectations for what we're going to do as a community, as a company, and as a business in 2024. And if you guys want to be a part of that by allowing us to be your agent moving forward, we would greatly appreciate that. We're not like some live streams where we go, hey, if you want travel, go talk to my buddy Bob around the corner. Bob will take care of you. I don't really know Bob, but I'm sure Bob does a great job. He pays me $100 a month to say this, so best of luck. And no, your travel agent's right there. Your travel agents are right here. So We love the fact that we can help you guys and get to know you on a much personal level, and we can make recommendations and take care of you guys when it comes to travel. So send us an email if you guys are ready to do any traveling like this at susanedwards@travelmation.net, chrisedwards@travelmation.net. And thank you for allowing us to take care of your families. We take care of ours in the process, so greatly appreciate that. That was not the right button. Let's get rid of that. Nope. Oh, there we go. Also, I got an email from the streaming company that we use for streaming lately, which we've had issues with streams starting up on brand new streams and not being the streams that were scheduled. They came back and they said, yes, we know that this is an issue. Thank you for bringing it up to us. We are working on fixing the issue, and on the next release of our program, this should be addressed. So I'm glad that we've got that taken care of as well. How you doing today, Special Eddie? Good morning, good morning. I'm going to flip this back around, guys, because I want to get a little closer so I can see the chat, and I don't want to get that close to you guys' television if you guys are freaking out, if, kids come into the room. I'm sure it's going to be great news today, Special Eddie. I would have gone with the Cyberdyne trial, but they didn't offer it to me. Thank you so much, Christian. Thank you for making it possible for us to do streaming like this on the side.
Ahead on Florida's Turnpike South.
And thank you so much, because we just got a PayPal. Christian just sent a PayPal. We just got a PayPal as we drive to Miami. It's such a weird stream. Thank you, Christian. An eye is better anyway. Yes, it conforms in such better ways. I'm really looking forward to the idea of a 1 month from now I should be able to say I'm done with my retina surgery and actually get another eye exam prescription and get some updated glasses, because the glasses I'm wearing right now, I believe I got in 2022 maybe, and my left eye should be a lot better vision wise after all the surgery, so I'm looking forward to having it a little bit better visuals afterwards. So Barb, the monthly Zoom call on Patreon is normally the first Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We schedule it for 2 hours. Sometimes it goes longer just because, we love hanging out with everybody. We may be making some changes in the coming months to better accommodate and make it more available for others to join or either go back and watch later. So keep an eye out for that. It's always in the evenings, Barbs, at 7 p.m. So even if you can only join for a little bit, we'd love for you guys to pop in and say hello. How you doing this morning, CM Nowhere Man? And if you guys are popping in today and like, what is this weird channel? Just 2 hours of driving. Why would I ever? Give us a chance to share the magic of the parks here in Central Florida. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Come back and join us tomorrow. And moving forward, we're going to have more from Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando Resort, and in 2 weeks from now, we're going to take you guys on the Scarlet Lady with us on Virgin Voyages cruise, where we'll be streaming starting actually I'm going to say the 19th, the day before we get on our boat, sharing the experience and be okay with that. We want to take it to a more personal level. We want you guys to be able to connect with others, and we're going to take you guys virtually on our group cruise in 2 weeks as well. So we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So if you've been watching with us and you're like, you know what, you talk about going on Virgin Voyages on a group cruise, that sounds like fun. I can't believe I missed it, because it's at this point with 2 weeks left, it's kind of hard to make a last minute trip like that. We do have an upcoming Royal Caribbean cruise in June that is still open. You get that tax refund after doing your taxes, and you're just like, what are we going to do with this? Well, you could do a Disney trip, you can do a Universal trip, you can go to Nassau, Bahamas with the Magic Ready to announce in the next 2 weeks. We will be announcing a partial lineup of our 2025 group cruise schedule. Would love for you guys to get in early on that to lock in the best pricing as possible. And if you're interested in Virgin Voyages, Susan will be talking a lot more about that in the next 2 weeks, because we are going to get an opportunity to get a really great promotion for you guys while we are cruising on the Scarlet Lady, only while we're on the ship when that happens. So we'll be telling you guys more about upcoming 2025 Virgin Voyages group cruise, and getting people locked in and get their early deposits in for the best pricing possible. So thank you, Alicia. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, Disney family. Susan told me yesterday, she's like, don't come home if there's not gas in the gas tank. That's what she said, because you know we had to get up and get on the road this morning before 6:30, and she's like, don't bother coming home last night unless there's gas in the gas tank. So I had to fill it up before I even came home, and it usually gets us a gas tank gets us all the way there.
It's like a little under 3/4 of a tank to get down.
Yeah, we have to fill back up to get home. But Disney family just tipped $36.26.
Oh, thank you.
And for all that you do for this community, a little gas money. So, you know, it's the small things like that. As an adult, you realize that having a full tank of gas is a happy thing. I mentioned that to a kid we was in some sort of situation, like a Threads or something like that, and they're like, what is something that immediately makes you feel happy and content, or puts a big smile on your face? And I posted a picture of a gas symbol with it pointed to the full sign, the F sign, and there was someone who was a much younger account came in and goes, I don't know what this means. You'll get older, you'll understand having gas means a lot. It means you can continue to go. Thank you so much, Disney family. And we just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal. Very personal one. And thank you so very much. We appreciate that, Disney family. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap up this morning's live stream. It is not a live stream. It really is just a chat with our friends and family in our Ohana, with some visuals included. If you guys popped in today, over into the Disney parks, hopefully with some great news from today's appointment to take us along. And if you are ones who have just recently signed up over on Patreon, I'm going to do this. This is what I'm going to tell you guys. This is how I'm going to do it, because it's so much easier. As soon as I get a good word from Doc Hudson, I will post on Patreon and let you guys know what the results are, so that you don't have to wait until tomorrow's live stream to hear an update. So you can sign up for free if you just want to keep in touch with the community. You can join one of the 5 tiers if you want to have access to the chat or join the Zoom call. But this is one thing I'd like to ask. If you do join whatever tier, whatever that may be, do not join simply because you want content from us. I want you guys to join because to support the community, but to connect. So when you join, look for that community chat. It's very important to me that you guys stay connected, that you guys get to know each other, and that's the most important part. So I'm going to ask as we close out today, if you need some additional chat, if you need to have somebody to just continue to say hello to or talk about what's going on in your life at the moment, go over on the Patreon, find the chat box and chat. Don't miss out on that opportunity. We'd love to see you guys next Tuesday, March 12th on our Zoom call. So again, that will not be tonight. I went ahead and moved it, but we're going to be putting that on to next week on Tuesday, and we'll have more information about that over on the app as well. So, well, guys, as we close out for today, as always, take care of one another. Be one who is concerned about your fellow Magic Crew member just as much as you are about your own self. And as you go out today, look for the opportunities. Wow, every time we change lanes, it goes. Look for those opportunities, guys, to share with others, to connect with others. And as we always say, look for a chance to do these 3 things: share a laugh, share a smile, share a compliment. But whatever you do, be the sunshine in somebody else's day. As we are less than 50 miles away from Miami, we're going to have a great day. We hope that you guys do as well. From Susan, who has been commanding the ship since the beginning, send her an email, let her know if we can start helping you out when it comes to booking. Be aware of the fact that we will be doing some driving to and from today, so it may be first of tomorrow before you get some responses back on any quote requests. So have a great day today, guys, everybody. I'm going to jump into the Patreon chat here soon, and we'll see you guys tomorrow in the parks. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you real soon.